Pare ke go tswela pelo naling ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tsa gago pare ke go tswela pelo o naling ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tsa gago kare ke fitetse ka tse bonolo 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 se tsenye thogo nkarabe ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tse tsa gago se tsenye thogo nkarabe ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tse tsa gago ke buile kwa tshimologo ke buile kwa tshimo reta wena o ne a palelwa ke sepodisi ke buile kwa tshimologo ke buile kwa reta wena o ne a palelwa ke sepodisi lone lo le godimo le bopeletse le dirile dipopelelo tsa difofane le ne le godimo le bopeletse le dirile dipopelelo tsa difofane pare ke go tswela pelo naling ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tse tsa gago pare ke go tswela pelo o naling ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tse tsa gago kare ke fitetse ka tse bonolo 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 se tsenye thogo nkarabe ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tse tsa gago se tsenye thogo nkarabe ke go tswela pelo ka dithoto tse tsa gago ke buile kwa tshimologo ke buile kwa tshimo reta wena o ne a palelwa ke sepodisi ke buile kwa tshimologo ke buile kwa reta wena o ne a palelwa ke sepodisi lone lo le godimo le bopeletse le dirile le di poubelle l'autre di fofane le rodino e popelete l'udir le di poubelle l'autre di fofane la pilo naling yo la pilo bari tutte zara pare yo la pilo naling yo la pilo bari tutte zara cari ividezi cazze bunolo Kividete, kate bunolo. Kividete, kate bunolo. Kividete, kate bunolo. C'était toro, carabe. Yo la pilo, cari tutti se tamu. C'était toro, carabe. Yo la pilo, cari tutti se tamu. Kiwile kwa timu loro, kiwile kwa timu reta. Reta wanona parlo kisi polisi. Simuloro, kiwile kwa reta wanona parlo kisi polisi.
Garame was on the floor. Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me also apologize for the late circulation of my speech, Mr. Speaker, and other members who are at investment promotion. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry, through its different institutions, facilitated foreign direct investment to the tune of 6.321 billion and total domestic investment valued at 9.554 billion for the first half of NDP 11. Mr. Speaker, development of the special economic zones has commenced with two at an advanced stage. The detailed design and land servicing at Sesaratakama International Airport, SEZ Boulevard 1, has commenced and is anticipated to be completed in November 2020. This will open up 100 hectares of land and provide access to investors who wish to set up export-focused industries in Botswana. The second SEZ entails the construction of 12 silos at the Pandamatenga Special Economic Zone. The tender for the work was awarded in March 2020 and is scheduled to be completed in August 2021. Further, the other SEZ, their master plans are being completed, and after which development of the first phases will continue. In addition, the review of potential additional SEZ sites will be concluded by next financial year. Mr. Speaker, Botswana Development Corporation invested a total of 913 million pula in various sectors, including agribusiness, automotive components, manufacturing, and services. The investments resulted in creation of 1,200 jobs. Mr. Speaker, under the SPEDU revitalization program, SPEDU is facilitating 45 companies, and they continue to benefit from income tax incentives and the 30% government offtake. So far, a total of 19 companies have been issued with income tax incentive certificates and 21 with 30% offtake certificates. Further, to date, 2,047 jobs have been created against a 3-year target of 6,856. Mr. Speaker, there were challenges of unavailability of service land and factory shells in the SPEDU region, and to address this shortage, land servicing is planned for 1,929 hectares of land. The project is scheduled to commence before the end of this financial year and is expected to be completed in 2023. Mr. Speaker, the construction of Platjan Bridge was completed and the bridge was opened to traffic in December 2019. In addition, the Litsibogo and Tunet dams master plans have been developed and are awaiting land servicing. SPEDU is collaborating with other stakeholders to attract potential investors into the area. Under the doing business environment, Mr. Speaker, as you may be aware, starting a business has been a problematic area in the doing business report. And to address this, we launched the online business registration system last year and further commenced the revised or amended laws that will enable us to reduce the number of licenses and significantly reduce the number of days required to start a business. The ultimate goal is to reduce the number of days to start a business from 48 days to 1 day, which is our NDP 11 target. This can be achieved once the e-government project is fully implemented. And as a contributor towards achieving our NDP 11 target, the Ministry is revising the Ministry Management Information System to enable issuance of licenses online, in line with the new acts, as well as to interface the system with the online business registration system. Mr. Speaker, I now move on to policies and programs for the remainder of NDP 11. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry will continue with aggressive implementation of the industrial development policy, doing business reforms and initiatives to transform the economy. I must emphasize that this will require that we learn new things, we unlearn some, and make difficult choices and sacrifices in the short term. This will require us to deepen engagement with strategic partners while we put in place measures to facilitate citizen economic empowerment. Mr. Speaker, for the remainder of the plan, the Ministry requires 1,719,100,000 under the development budget. Most of this budget will be allocated to the development of the leather industry park and implementation of the special economic zones countrywide. An amount of 890 million is for the leather park, 695 1,300,000 for SEZs, and the remaining balance will go to doing business initiatives as well as ICT. Under diversified and competitive industries, for the remainder of the plan, we will increase incubation services with focus on agriculture and manufacturing. Land will continue to be requested from relevant stakeholders to facilitate training of potential clients, especially the youth, to venture into the horticultural sector. In this regard, land has been secured at Glen Valley and Digabia for horticultural production. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry through SEDA plans to invest 450 million pula to finance 856 citizen-owned enterprises in the next financial year, with potential to create over 2,400 jobs. Efforts will also continue to be made to improve SME sustenance and for my ministry to continue to be responsive to the needs of these enterprises. To this end, identifying opportunities for value chain financing, climate change resilient products and services as products geared towards the creative industry sector, emerging technologies and 4IR amongst others will be pivotal to the national transformation agenda. As part of government's plan to meaningfully empower citizens and enable their participation in the development of the economy, all empowerment programs are currently being consolidated. And this includes the Women Empowerment Program, the Youth Development Program, and some aspects of the Poverty Eradication Program, LIMIT and EASPAD. The process is anticipated to be concluded during the 2020-2021 financial year. It is worth noting, Mr. Speaker, that the total budget allocated to all empowerment programs in the first half of the plan was around 3 billion pool. Investment promotion. Due to the projected decline in foreign direct investment flows as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, we are developing a strategy to refocus efforts on domestic investment through integrated retention and aftercare strategies. The strategy is anticipated to stimulate domestic investment for exponential growth, anchored on the objectives to prioritize locally manufactured goods and services, exploiting opportunities within the agricultural value chain and increasing exports, among others. Mr. Speaker, it is expected that for the last part of NDP 11, BDC will mobilize a total of 3 billion pula to invest in projects that will ensure economic transformation, diversification, and increase citizen economic participation. In the next 12 months, BDC will invest approximately 800 million pula on projects that will drive economic recovery and sustain jobs. This will include establishment of large-scale equipment manufacturing industry to support key sectors such as rail, energy, and water. Other projects that are planned to be undertaken include increasing automotive components manufacturing and food production. Mr. Speaker, the use of indigenous plants for large-scale manufacturing of health and food products and increasing real citizen participation in key sectors of the economy in terms of controlling equity stakes is another focus area for the remainder of the plan. Mr. Speaker, for the remainder of the plan, the Ministry will also continue to prioritize the ease of doing business initiatives during and post-COVID through implementation of a number of initiatives and reforms. The Ministry, with the support of the European Union, will undertake a project to further improve the business environment with emphasis on e-gov, which has been identified as a key enabler to ease of doing business. The Ministry will also continue with implementation of the regulatory impact assessment system, whose pilot phase is ongoing. The adopted system will be piloted for the next 3 years, moving from a gradual application of the tool to a whole-of-government approach. Further, the Ministry will continue to interface the online business registration system with other online systems with a view to further improve the starting a business indicator. Policies and strategies being developed. Mr. Speaker, we are developing 2 new policies which will improve private sector participation in the economy and, most importantly, facilitate the creation of the much-needed jobs in the country. These include the National Intellectual Property Policy. The policy will focus on the protection of industrial property rights, such as technology, inventions and innovation, ownership of products and trademarks, ownership of value in products like industrial designs, trade secrets, and the rights on place of origin known as geographical indications. The policy will also strengthen the protection of copyright and neighboring rights, which include the rights of authorship of literary and artistic works, performances in music, drama, and cinematography, protection of databases, and architectural drawings. The policy is planned to be presented to the National Assembly during this financial year. Mr. Speaker, the national quality policy is also being developed. The policy is important for ensuring that goods and services are developed in line with the required domestic and international standards, quality, and competitiveness requirements. The policy is also planned for completion during this financial year. Mr. Speaker, the Citizen Economic Inclusion Bill is being finalized for presentation to Parliament. The desire to put in place the Citizen Empowerment Law is meant to strengthen enforcement of the citizen economic empowerment initiatives to ensure economic inclusion and meaningful participation of targeted citizens in the development and growth of the economy. The law will also ensure compliance, fostering accountability, as well as ensuring ease of monitoring and evaluation of the citizen participation in various initiatives and programs, particularly in specific priority sectors. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry will review the Competition Act of 2018 during the second half of NDP 11. The review is intended to address challenges that might hinder citizen economic empowerment initiatives, and looking at some of the challenges such as excessive pricing, exploitative behavior by the business community on consumers, buyer power provisions, which are meant to regulate the conduct and purchase conditions of dominant firms when they relate with small independent suppliers. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry will also review the Liquor Act to address emerging and existing economic and social issues related to the sale of liquor. This will include aligning the Act to the current COVID-19 protocols and guide preparedness for any pandemic that might arise in the future. To this end, the Ministry has already started consultation with stakeholders. The outcome of the consultations will inform the review of the Act. Mr. Speaker, this concludes my presentation of the midterm review of NDP 11 budget estimates for the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, members. Our members, first thing that I want to say is I must thank the presenters because they've saved 25 minutes. And then the other thing is the two whips have submitted names from both sides of the aisle of people who are going to debate this subject. And let me, before I call the question, and tell you who are in the list. On the right side of on my right is Honorable Ngoma Kota, Honorable Dikoloti, Honorable Likakabli, Honorable Molao, Honorable Mabi, and Honorable Atili. But on my left side is Honorable Kisupile Hobotswang, Honorable Matote, Honorable Korapeti, and Honorable Mutsamai. I'm calling these names out so that you can go in that order.
Procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Just a second.
Procedure.
Ya leboga, Mr. Speaker. Ke ne kere ngwate a utwa sente leina la me le balwa kana maloba a ka bua go thelele mo the bigger midterm review. Me le gompe kwa gona go pankileng ka bua ka mabaka wa itseng. Ya no kere a kitsore kana. I don't understand, but like I said, in terms of standing order 10, Honorable Majaha, in terms of the standing order 10.3b, whips can submit names from their side of people who are going to debate. So my belief is that all members on this side have been consulted and have agreed to to submit those 6 names. And then members on this side have also consulted and agreed to submit 4 names. So if there is something that you are not happy with, I think you should go and see your whip so that you can change the schedule. But
Mr. Speaker.
other members,
Procedure.
the question is that this Honorable House resolves that the National Development Plan 11, 2017-2018-2223 be approved. The floor is open.
Procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, before the floor.
Procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Procedure, Leader of the House.
Procedure, Mr. Speaker, ki ka order paper. It's our order paper. Next time in a bit clearer, because as it stands now, Karitori Minister Rawa respondana ko mang li. So it's only time for debate. And the people want to plan me, they will still have time. Minister Rotava respond. It would be much clearer. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Further procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Procedure, member.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Mr.
Are you adding something to what the leader of the House has said?
Well,
let me respond to this one first.
I was just reminding you that the AP also submitted their list. So I forwarded it to the Speaker last time, and I hope he handed it over.
Order members, leader of the opposition, well, maybe we need to clarify the order paper. The agreement that we have here is that each group is given 2 hours. 2 hours of which part of that will be a debate. So each minister will, when we allocate time, then we remain with 1 hour, 20 minutes for today, which will be committed to a debate. And we remain with 70 minutes. 70 out of the 2 hours. Then that 70 minutes we'll spare it for tomorrow, because the debate will go up to 6:30. So we spare it for tomorrow, and then tomorrow morning, tomorrow when we start, the minister will respond, and then the other for 30 minutes. Then the other 40 minutes is left for debate after the minister's response. I mean, before the
No, it's okay, Mr. Speaker. Negara ala wara ngaba derasinte warin netlie itela ya kan ithola idirwa or the minister will respond kana kwa so that we know exactly what time the minister will respond. Ya no highly ole re wa AP enenya aga mutho a bua 100%, party a bua 100%, ona di party tse dingwe mo parliament.
Clarification, Mr. Speaker. What are you?
It's something different.
What do you want to clarify?
Something pertaining to.
All right, let me finish. Honorable Muluti. Nikira una watu utachwa ya ha. Na honorable Muluti ukwezi kira na member. Harito rotodi ranga hore. Naraza hore list is from our understanding. Actually, there is a letter, a note from the leader of the opposition that for today he has fielded only 4 members to debate. But we are still going to consult so that tomorrow now we increase the list. So hopefully you will be fielded tomorrow. But for now I've received only 4 names. So really, this is what I'm going to work with today. Do you have something?
Procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Ke na le sengwe motho te re tsamaisa puisano tsa parliament e ne le go sedimo sa helang tata gore kana tumalano ya rona ke gore ha list e nne ye we biditse ha ba hela ba re semoteng we stand up to catch up your sightful eyesight.
You are quite correct.
Procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Very simple matter.
No, just
procedure.
Yeah, no, just to indicate to you, Mr. Speaker, that we were asked to submit, our indications, and we did as requested, and that is the basis on which I was allowed to speak the last time, because I submitted my paper to the Speaker after being asked to do so.
Now, I think we will deal with your matter on another day. Because today, now I have a list from the opposition side. 4 names. And my assumption is that you are part of that. That's my assumption. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Because I thought you are part of that. So I thought you have been consulted. That's why from this side I've got 4, from this side I have 6. And the list is as follows. So you are part of that.
So are you withdrawing the letter that I wrote to the Speaker that was accepted?
Come again?
Are we now withdrawing the letter that I submitted to the Speaker that was accepted, Julie?
I must be honest, I haven't seen that letter. Can you look for the letter, please? But for now, let's continue with the debate while we are still dealing with your matter. Member. Like it, he's number 3. Now, you go in that order.
Procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Procedure
No, the list that doesn't necessarily mean the order. Because you more can sequence if you can
I've concluded that they are going to run in that order. Why do you want to review my ruling?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good afternoon, Speaker. I ke simulle ka go leboga tona kere tona ke tle go simulla ka go bua ka kgontso e ne o bua ka ga yone bogolo jang kgontso ye le baganyeng bomme o ne o bua sentle o bua gore o tsile go dira dipatlisiso o bo o dira le one mananeo a le baganyeng le kgontso bogolo jang mo go bomme mme ebile gape ke le mme jaana ke kopa gore kgontso e beiwe thata ke bomma boipelego ke bokgosi ke bo VDC ke dikereke go tsibusa ka yone ha ke tsena mo go tsa trade ke re mme ke le bogetona ka yone ka gore ka go simolosa leather industry park ke tiro entle go simolodisa tiro e tona mme Masarame ka gore ya go dira mebereko ya go tlhama mebereko ebile ya go gokotsa lone le huma mme ebile ya go oketsa rona bogolo jang go kgala ga di north batho ba ba tshwanang le go kgala ga di north balemi ba rui gore ba ruwe thata gore go tle go kgone go nna le matlalo one a yang ko leather industry park ha ke tsena mo go tsone tsa bo sida ke bona sida e dira sentle thata ebile e tsweletse sentle mme ke re a e tsenye leitlho thata mo balemi ba ruing bogolo jang ka nako ya luba a e ba thuse thata ka gore be ba tlhokana le thuso tsone tsa go reka dijo mme ke go leboge ka gone gore mananeo a gago a bomme a poverty eradication a bo limit a bo ispad a tla tlhokana le one madi a kanang ka 3 billion ke re mananeo a lebello thata bogolo jang go dikgaolong tsone tsa rona tsa kgala ga dinort re tlhokana le one lenaneo lone la poverty eradication gore banana ba kgone go gone gore le ba direle lone mebereko tsone ditente tse itlheleng ba di hiwa tse le gore ba di dirisa mo manyalong ke dingwe tse leng gore di botlhokwa ha ke heta ka ya metsi ke lemoga ditogamano tse dintsi tse puso tse di akantseng go di dira jaaka lapcas ke tswelelopele